In a world full of bustling people, where you often self-sacrifice in the hopes of not worrying about the roof over your head, when do you really put forth to the goals and aspirations you have in life? Inspired by Leah Alexander's video, there's an art of bouncing back from the adversity. So I'm gonna read this definition called sanguine. Sanguine, an adjective, is a word to describe the capability to remain positive or optimistic in the face of an unknown future. For many alumni, myself included, we're always left with the never ever ending question, what is your next move in life? While plenty of us are still trying to find the answer, some of us are even left shocked or even stunned. So, how do you find a career that pays the bills while allowing there to be room for you to be able to pursue your passion? From the Grown Kid podcast, bouncing back is as synonymous to entering different eras or even tapping into different personalities to you as a person. For me, whenever I'm at a lowest point in my life where I am ready to bounce back, I always follow these two fundamental rules that I follow. The first one is acceptance. Acceptance can be broken down to different definitions, different meanings, and usually these meanings prevaricate from the actual true definition of what acceptance is. For example, you might often hear that the most crucial step to bouncing back is either through acknowledgement or even forgiving yourself or even understanding your hurt. So with acceptance, when you fully allow yourself to accept your convictions, that's when you're able to fully think analytically and critically. It is fairly easy to get swayed in the sea of emotions, but in the lines of one of my favorite games, anger makes you impulsive while sorrow makes you waver. Maintain control over your emotions. Losing control over your feelings allows the other person to maintain and control the situation to their advantage. With acceptance and maintaining control with your emotions, that is when you're able to fully recuperate from the situation and bounce back. For example, an event that might make you think irrationally could be an altercation between you and a loved one. In the heat of the moment, either you or the other individual could be so quick to defend yourself. While you may try to argue that your perspective or point is valid, they will be also doing the same as well. They'll also be trying to attempt to negotiate or even argue that their perspective is also valid as well. In this moment, both parties, and even including you might see yourself as both correct and valid and logical. However, whenever you're in the sea of emotions, you need to plant both of your feet into the sand and stand your ground. Think of arguments and discussions as waves to the seaside. An argument could be as strong as a wave or a current that could make anyone waver with a lack of foundation. But what you need to do is you need to stand your ground, dig your feet into the sand, because when you're able to do that, you're able to withstand the tides. When doing so, you are able to detach from these feelings and come to a level of acceptance that at the end of the day, that individual that you're arguing with or debating with will never see you eye to eye. They will never hear you. They will hear you, they will see you. However, they will never listen to you and they will never recognize you. Following up with another fundamental rule that I follow is detachment. I've already covered the art of detachment and how to do so. Too long, don't read, but the art of detachment follows stoicism. It's the art of being able to detach from the situation and being able to stand your ground, because you can't change the situation. You can only change on how you feel. When doing so, abundance shortly follows after that. Think of it as this, and not to get pessimistic, but you have to come to a level of acceptance that sometimes things will not go your way. That in order to grow abundantly, things will not go on how you see things eye to eye or how it presents itself. However, you have the capability to become emulous in every aspect you choose, whether it's a different sector or a different jurisdiction you follow. Never denounce your worth to a small tangible idea. Think of your abilities as a power, or more so. Detachment is growth. Detachment is the ability to overcome the situation regardless of how it pans out. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that will forever remain constant over the centuries is how you feel. In order to bounce back, you need both acceptance and detachment. And I think an individual that excels pretty well in these sectors is Wanyang. So Wanyang is a perfect case study for this video. The reason why is because 1, she's a brand ambassador. 2, she's an idol. And 3, she's also a model. She faces adversity with a strong reticence while being able to showcase her demureness through every aspect in her career. Wonyoung displays a level of stoicism and being able to stay true and modest to her own image. If you're not aware, Wonyoung faces a lot of backlash, ranging from the way how she does her aegyo to the way how she works through various ways that people tend to hate on her. However, she stands her ground. Wonyoung stands on business, and that's a trait that not many idols or anyone is able to do due to the fear of being ostracized. With that being said, it's easier to dish out hate versus self-acceptance. I say this now because it's easier to downward spiral and self-sabotage versus upward spiral and practicing self-acceptance, because you are so lucky to be who you are. Do you not know that? You are so lucky to be who you are. Just because you don't have the same capabilities or even powers or assets as another individual does not mean it denounces your worth as a person. You have so much to offer. Just like the ocean analogy, you are a fish. In the ocean, amongst sea anemones, the man of wars, the sharks, the plankton, you are also a fish and you serve purpose. You have a purpose. Give a person a fish, you feed them for the day. Teach a person how to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. I am not thinking, I am just remembering. I'm just memorizing. Bouncing back does not mean everything will go your way. If anything, it signifies that the future is clear and bright. What you need to do now is you need to be assiduous, you need to stand your ground, you need to practice self-acceptance. You need to also detach. You also need to stand your ground and stand on business. And you need to allow yourself to even persevere against all odds, even if the hands of fate is against your side. Destiny and fate is as synonymous as a goal and a dream. They serve as the guide because you can change your fate. Heck, you can even change your future. Being lovelorn for your future can damage you. Spending way too much time in the present can harm your future, while lamenting over the past can harm and damage both your present and future you. Bouncing back is learning from your past, growing into your present, and becoming your future. You are always evolving. So stay safe, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. So, bye y'all!